Hi, now that you've got all your pages personalized with your pictures and your journaling in Photoshop and you've printed them all out, the first thing we need to do is cut them out. You should have 6 pages. Each of them will have 2 pages on them. Print it out. You're going to trim those white edges off, trim the pages out, try to stay as close to the edges as you can. You can use a paper trimmer, you can use scissors, whatever you have handy, whatever works for you. Here you can see I used a paper trimmer and trimmed them out. Just again, make sure you try to don't go inside the pattern paper lines so that they will fit your chipboard. After you have all your pieces cut out, you want to cut out the add-on embellishment pages. I just cut mine with scissors. And if you have circle punch, you can cut those out with a 1-inch circle punch, I believe that's what it was, or just cut them out by hand. I cut everything by hand all at the same time. The next thing we're going to do is cut out 4 pieces of cardstock. It can be any color, you're going to be covering it. And you're going to cut that at 8 1/8 inch by 5 inches and 2 pieces of chipboard the same size. That chipboard, I'd use the back of a notebook. Anything you have handy is fine. It's just to give the front and back covers a little bit more sturdiness. You're going to adhere your front cover to the chipboard. Use the glue sparingly so it doesn't ooze out the side. Flip that page over and adhere the inside cover page to the back of that page. Next, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to adhere it to our white cardstock. You can use a liquid adhesive or a tape runner. You can see I've got a little bit of both on there. And start adding your inside pages. You're going to do this to the front and back of 4 sheets of cardstock. You can see here that's the back of my front cover. And then the next page I adhered to cardstock. In the very same method. Just keep going. When you get to your last 2 pages, you're going to adhere that to your last piece of chipboard, keeping in mind that you want to retain that one single piece of pattern paper for the back of the book, the very back side of the back page. The other pattern paper you can put somewhere in the middle of your book. We're going to add something really cute to that. You'll see that here in a minute. Next, we're going to do the envelope. The first thing I did was take a piece of twine and tie it in a knot around the bottom of the envelope. And with the 2 tails that were hanging down, I threaded those through a button, which I just tied into a bow on top of the button. You'll see here I took the two of the pieces of rectangular pattern papers and cut a V into the bottom to make the little flags, which I adhered with some foam adhesive just to give it a little added dimension. And then I used some of the other cutouts, just randomly placed them on there. I put the star under the string and added the "You Are a Star" tag for the inside of my envelope. I took that a little bit further on my finished project. You'll see that at the end. And then I added one of those little flags again with just the rectangular piece. I cut a V on the bottom and stapled it into place on the flap of the envelope and added a stripe of pattern paper along the left edge of the page. And here's a picture of my completed envelope. You're going to just keep going through your embellishments and add them just anywhere you like. I like to use foam adhesive on most of mine. You'll see on this one I just added that little round circle up in the corner. It just adds a little dimension to that very flat page. I'll show you all of my embellishments at the end of this tutorial, and you can use my ideas or come up with your own. Here I just added the arrow to that page, and again it's with foam adhesive. And it just adds a little pop to the page. Here is one more page, and I added a flag as well as that tough as nails little tag. And I just put the tough as nails, I just taped down with two-sided tape. And this I just added a paper clip and one of those totally awesome tags. You can really just do anything you want. There are no rules. There's no right place to put anything, no wrong place. Just use your imagination. Now we're going to take our page and put the holes in it for the binding. You're going to measure 1.5 inches from the top and 1.5 inches from the bottom and approximately a 1/2 inch from the edge. Mark it with an X and then just punch your holes. If you have a crocodile, use that. If you have a hole punch, use that. For demonstration picture purposes, I did it with a hole punch. About everybody has access to that. After you punch all your pages, you can bind them with these book binding rings, which you can get at any of your office supply stores. I'm showing it with the binding rings. I've also, at the end of the project, you'll see I used twine, and I thought that turned out kind of cute too. You can bind it whichever way you like or with whatever you want. If you had some hemp thread, that would be cute. Just about anything you want to bind it with. And that's it. You've got your project done. And now I'll just show you a quick view of all my finished pages, and I did add some extra embellishments. You'll see, like on my cover, I put a rickrack piece right down the side on that striped paper. Here we go. Here's my finished. So here it is. You can see I used some kitchen twine to bind my book together. I thought that added a little extra embellishment, and some rickrack. On this page, I just added a few of the cut out circles here and there. And you'll see a close-up of the next page where I used an old book that I had. I tore a piece of paper out of it, and I cut my own little flags and adhered those with staples. This page, sorry, it got a little wrinkled there. I got in a mess with my dog. This page I added some buttons just for fun on the left, and again the cute little banner on the top with a paper clip just to give some added interest. This page I did not add any extra embellishments, nor did I on the next page. Oh yes, I did. Those circles are added, I believe. My envelope with the finished embellishments, I added a piece of round book paper. I just used my hole punch or circle punch and punched a piece of book paper out. And then I took a piece of ledger paper and added the "You Are a Star," and I folded that last tag over the top. This is the Tough as Nails page. I added the flag, as you saw earlier, and that little label right there. The flag is on foam adhesive. The Tough as Nails is just glued on top of the flag. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you like your book. Thank you for your patience putting up with my first tutorial via video, and I can't wait to see your projects in the gallery. Please post them. Thanks. Have a great day.